y'all, it's your favorite melanated therapist, Sierra, also known as Little Bit, and you are tuning in on the pilot episode of the podcast in which I'll be calling A Little Bit of Therapy. Now, with it being the pilot episode, I know that y'all new here, so please do not forget to hit that subscribe channel because this is the type of therapy you wouldn't want to miss. So grab what you need, prepare to release, because it's about to go all the way up with a little bit of therapy. Let's heal it. Alright, y'all, so I wanted to kick this first episode off by talking about relationships. As we all know, relationships are natural and it's a necessity given our human nature. But I wouldn't be me, of course, if I did not kick things off by talking about romantic relationships. Starting off with 6 reasons why you need to tell that man, boy, bye. Let's heal it. Reason number 1 why you need to tell that man, boy, bye, is if he does not have a relationship with God. Yes, he may believe in God, but does he have an actual relationship with God? It's a difference, okay? If you are partnered with someone that does not have a relationship with God, he may not be able to do anything besides lead you into sin. Let's keep it a grand. Lust is something that is huge, right? So if you are a woman that is practicing abstinence or waiting unto marriage, and you are involved with a man that constantly has sexual commentary or tries to pressure you into having sex, because to him it's just sex. Or if you aren't a virgin, it's like, well, it's not like you're a virgin anyway. Or, oh, their famous line, we had sex already, so what's the big deal? Hilly. Boy, bye. Because if you had a relationship with God, you will understand that my body is my temple, and you will understand the importance as to why I am waiting to abstain from sex. I don't know about y'all, but based on how a man approaches me, that kind of lets me know everything that I need to know, especially if he's making what meets his eye and my body the main thing that he is putting emphasis on. I am not interested in a man that approaches me talking about some, oh, you fine AF, you sexy AF, and then have the audacity to say the most disrespectful thing, but thinking because he say, with all due respect, it's gonna make a difference. Talking about some with all due respect, I F the out of you. That let me know everything that I need to know. Period. But I ain't gonna lie. Let's be transparent. Have y'all ever had any situations in which, like, you knew it was a boy bye off bat, but you was a little curious? I have. I ain't even gonna lie. You would think, okay, because I have a relationship with God and I have more self-control, it's just flirting. I'm not taking anything serious. It's no big deal, right? Wrong, wrong, wrong. Please, it's wrong. That's how the enemy gets you connected to someone that is not your kingdom spouse, because he uses your curiosities, aka your desires, as a way to tempt you. But you don't consider those things because you automatically assume, oh, because I have a relationship with God, if God doesn't want this person in my life, he wouldn't have allowed us to cross paths. Or if it's something bad for me, God will prevent it from happening, or he'll pull me out of it. And that is how the enemy distorts God's word while convincing you that what you was doing is not that bad until you look up and it is in fact that bad. Baby, listen. You may look up and have an unwanted pregnancy. You might have health issues, if you know what I mean. You might even find yourself looking up and partying and drinking and smoking, and you know you wasn't engaging in that activity until you cross paths with that man. And the famous one is that you may find yourself losing your mind trying to convince him that you're the one for him and he the one that approached you first. But he switched like a light, I'm telling you. And that is how the enemy works. The enemy uses the flesh of a person to send spirits to corrupt your life, and he may convince you that you're having a good time, but baby, yeah, you having a time, all right, a hell of a time. No shade. But another reason why it's important to be with a man that has a relationship with God, because it's like he will be able to go to war for and with you. But I'm talking about in the spiritual realm, okay? Because the enemy knows how to attack you, your partner, and your relationship. And without the presence of God, let me tell you something. The attacks of the enemy will be successful. So, ladies, if he does not have a relationship with God, or he isn't being intentional with his relationship with God, please tell that man, boy, bye. Reason number 2 why you need to tell that man, boy, bye, is if he's giving mixed signals. Let's keep it a grand. If you are using Google Maps and it keeps rerouting you, and now you're becoming confused, and now you're getting lost, and it's preventing you from reaching your destination, will you continue to use Google Maps? Nah, wait. Of course not. You would use Siri, because Siri knows where she's going and what she's doing, and she's going to take you where you are trying to be with no issues. That's the same when it comes to relationships, ladies. So if you are involved with a man who's, I don't know, I'm ready, but then again, I'm not ready, but you know what, when I'm ready, I know that you will be the one. Wrap it up. Boy, bye. Because if that's the case, let him work on himself, but let him work on himself by himself. And I get it. You know, none of us are perfect, neither am I. And I am a firm believer that just because we have some ways to go when it comes to our growth and development as a man and as a woman, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be in relationships or we aren't allowed to give and to receive love. That's not the case at all. But it's a difference between being intentional versus wasting someone's time and giving out mixed signals, okay? Because to be a part of my life and to be my man, you need to know who you are, what you want out of life. You need to be established, and you need to know your intentions with me. And they better be good intentions, all right? Because I know who I am, what I want out of life. I'm established, and I know what my intentions are. And part of my intentions is to date to marry. And no, baby, if you're not ready for that, that's okay. I ain't gonna force you, and I ain't gonna rush you. But listen here, I'm sure not about to sit up here and force myself to play Build-A-Boo. And I'm sure not about to wait for a little boy to turn into a man just because he has potential and he needs more time. Because let's keep it a grand. Potential gets you played and your time is wasted. I don't think you hear me. Potential can get you played and your time can be wasted, baby. Let me do some self-disclosure. There was a time in which I waited, and I waited, and I waited. And the more I waited, the less he did. And y'all want to know why? Because he had time. And he knew that all it took was temporary changed behavior for me to take the bait and for me to assume that we was going somewhere. And just when I thought things was getting good, and once things started to get serious, guess who spent that block again? Mixed signals and excuses and confusion. I'm gonna keep it a grand. If he is not ready, take it as a no. If he is uncertain, take it as a no. If there are discrepancies when it comes to what he verbalizes compared to what he does, take it as a no. If he's giving mixed signals or excuses, take the filter off and view it real raw, and that's seeing it for what it is, and that is a no. All right? And I get, as women, we are loving and empathetic and caring, but don't confuse that with you trying to parent your partner. Don't confuse that with you enabling his little boy tendencies, because it's hurting yet helping him, and it's hurting you and hurting the relationship. And when you think about your perspective when it comes to love, you trying to wait for him until he changes, that is planting the seed in your mind that it is up to you in order to receive the type of love that you deserve. And if you don't do or say things a certain way, then a man won't be able to fulfill his role to you as a partner. And that's not cool, and that's not true, okay? And another thing to add to this is that, honestly, you teaching him how to be a man to the next woman, because it sure ain't gonna be you. And this ain't even me trying to be mean, but this is me keeping it a grand. All you are doing is teaching him on how to not value you every time you allow him in your presence with little to nothing to offer besides temporary change behavior, mixed signals, and excuses. And yeah, there will be a time where relationships have a separation season, right? But I'm not talking about situations like that. I'm talking about situations in which you know dang well you're not supposed to be with that man, but you put it on your cape and you trying to save the day, and you just assume that you are going to you assume that you are going to bring something out of him that no other woman could do. You think that you can just get him to change and to commit. Baby, you holding on to a fantasy. And it is your fantasy and your self-sacrificing ways that's holding you hostage and preventing you from being with your kingdom spouse who God has ordained you to be with. So ladies, please, I'm getting tight right now. I'm getting tight, okay? Please tell that man, boy, bye. Let that counterfeit go. Next clip. Reason number 3 why you need to tell that man, boy, bye, is if he is not pouring in a relationship. Now, don't get me wrong. There will be a drought season here and there, especially when you've been in a relationship for a long time, because the cupcake stage ain't gonna last forever. But when it's evident that he is literally pouring into everything and everyone besides you and the relationship, tell him, boy, bye. Y'all know the saying, if a man wants to, he will. I feel like you can only use that saying when there are no significant barriers that he has no control over that's preventing him from being able to take action. So, for example, you can't say if a man wants to, he will, when you ask him to go on a date Friday night at 7 p.m., but he was scheduled to work 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. That's out of his control. Choose another day. But if you ask him to do something on a Friday night and he talking about, oh, I'm tired, I don't got the energy, I just want to stay in the house. But when Tom, Dick, and Harry call, he got all the sense of humor in the world and he got all of the time and the energy. Heal it. Tell that man, boy, bye. All right? Because to be in a relationship, it takes two. And a relationship is a partnership. And if you are partnered with someone that does not place the relationship as one of their priorities, the ship will sink. And at that point, it's like, are y'all partners or are y'all BTF? Are y'all partners or are y'all just friends with benefits? Because how do you expect to grow with someone when nothing is being watered? Okay? Because things eventually loses its power and die when it is not connected to a source that has any type of input or output. So let's consider this. If your partner is your source, right, and you aren't necessarily receiving the things that you know that you deserve and like you know that you want, why are you staying connected to him? What exactly are you receiving? Is it because at the end of the day, he gives you money? Is it because at the end of the day, the sex is great? Is it because at the end of the day, time has been invested? Or is it because at the end of the day, you have a fear of the unknown and you don't know what your love life will look like if you were to leave that relationship? I get it. No one is perfect. No relationship will be perfect. And our partner will not be able to check all of the boxes. But it's like, because he can't check all of the boxes, we try to fill in the blanks by making it make sense, because instead of facing the reality that he's just not that into you anymore, or he doesn't value you or the relationship like you thought, it hurts too bad to face that. So you come up with excuses and you even gaslight yourself by convincing yourself that you are too much and that you are asking for too much. And that's not true at all. But after a while, you begin to believe those things because that's the only thing that makes sense to you as to why he will not sustain and fulfill his role to you as a partner. And you may even begin to convince yourself that you don't even want the things that like you used to want and that it's no big deal. And that's because you went without it for a while. I know y'all probably like, Sierra, how do you know? Because I've been there and I've done that. I've been there and I've done that. I had a lot of in denial and overcompensating behaviors, baby. It was, oh, I don't care to be posted. I know what's up. Meanwhile, I'm not being posted, but Tom, Dick, and Harry being posted. Oh, it's okay. We don't really gotta go on dates. I like being in the house. It's all about quality time. Yeah, quality time is cool, and we ain't gotta go on dates all the time. But why, whenever time I ask you to do something with me, it's always we'll see. But when it comes to Tom, Dick, and Harry, you following through. You making those your priorities. You committed to those things. Oh, it's okay. I don't really care about materialistic things. Meanwhile, every time I asked this man for something, he ain't got it. But whenever time it came to his wants and needs, he some way, somehow made it happen. Heal it, baby. I'm getting tight again. If he is not willing to pour into you, that's okay because someone else will. And that someone else is God. Once you begin to have a relationship with God and begin to realize that you are created in his image, baby, your taste and your preferences and your experiences with men will change, and God will provide you with an overflow and unfailing love that no man will be able to provide you, but God will make sure that he leads you on the path to your kingdom spouse. So until you find that man based on God and God's timing, tell that man, boy, bye. Okay? Are y'all still with me? I hope so. I know I started off strong, but I'm telling you, sis, these are the seeds that needs to be planted and watch that growth on you. So far, I identified 3 reasons why you need to tell that man, boy, bye. Reason number 1, he doesn't have a relationship with God. Reason number 2, broken GPS is giving mixed signals, sis. And reason number 3, it's a drought season, 24/7. He ain't pouring in that relationship. So tune in as I give y'all the final 3 reasons why you need to tell that man, boy, bye. Let's heal it. Reason number 4 why you need to tell that man, boy, bye, is if he's controlling and manipulative. 3 questions, ladies. Is he your parent or your partner? Are you his pet or his partner? Are you his partner or his property? I'll wait. Had to let that simmer in a little bit. And I get it. You don't want to do anything that would disrespect the relationship or disrespect your man. I get that 100%. But he shouldn't be allowed to dictate you and demean you and to make, if not all, then most decisions for you. That's not love at all, and that's not okay. Answer this. Is he trying to do the best for you? And does he want the best for you? Or is he trying to keep the best from you? Heal it. Listen, when a man is, scratch that, when a boy is insecure within himself and has unresolved issues, he may try to overcompensate by having power and control in his relationships with the women in his life. And I must add that that power and control may be contingent upon that woman's self-esteem and self-worth. But we'll get into self-esteem and self-worth another day. Nonetheless, ladies, a controlling and manipulative man is a dangerous man, okay? One day you will be head over heels. The next day you confused about who you are, what you want out of life, what you done did, why he treating you that way, what happened between y'all, should you leave, should you stay, or if you'll be able to find someone that'll ever love him the way that he loves you. But because he has his way of love bombing you and having the perfect excuse for his behaviors, you take him back. You forgive him with no boundaries. You may even blame yourself and conclude that you was doing too much and that it was your fault. And so the cycle continues and you continue to deteriorate as a woman and in other important areas of your life. Ladies, stop turning those red flags green. Every time you come up with excuses for him, you are justifying his abusive behaviors. I'm gonna say that again. Every time you come up with excuses for him, you are justifying his abusive behaviors. Listen, that man needs you more than you need him. But just because that's the case, that doesn't mean that you need to put on your cape and save the day and stay with him. What that man is projecting onto you are the things that he feels about himself. And when you decide to make the decision to leave, of course he's going to try to make you feel small. It's part of the manipulative and controlling tactics to try to make you feel guilty. He's definitely going to try to make you feel small. But baby, you are the biggest thing that is a part of his life. And you are the biggest thing that he doesn't deserve to be a part of his life. And he knows and he's scared. That's why he tries to keep you confined. Because once you experience anything or anyone outside of him in the relationship, your eyes will be open and he knows that he will lose you. I get it. I get it. Things are easier said than done. And I know this because I myself was in a psychologically abusive relationship. Whew. It was from my mid-teens to the early peak of my 20s. And baby, before the end of that relationship, self-worth and self-esteem out the window. My judgment out the window. Baby, my self-love out the window. I did not know who I was. The relationship ended, and I know y'all probably wondering, Sierra, how were you able to leave that relationship? How were you able to heal? Baby, I'm still healing. And I'm going to get into the details of my love life another day as y'all continue to follow me in my journey based on what God has called me to do. But nonetheless, it was a very difficult relationship, and I will never forget to this day. My best friend, Taylor, she called me crying, legitimate tears. Legitimate. You would think, dang, girl, who whooped you? You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, like, what happened to you? Like, why are you crying this way? It's because she saw how I was deteriorating as a young lady. She saw how the cycle continued. She saw how I was being mistreated. And she wanted out of that relationship. She wanted me out of that relationship. But all I can say is, but God. So ladies, I just want to reassure you that you can and you will overcome this if you are in a psychologically abusive relationship, okay? And I also want to reassure you that just because he is someone that you have always known, that doesn't mean that you have to stay with him. There are people and things that we have always known, but it doesn't mean that it is right for us or meant for us. Baby, that man ain't nothing but a spirit in the flesh that's preventing you from being the person who God has ordained you to be. But in the meantime, give it to God and call on him because he loves you too much to not answer. Reason number 5 why you need to tell that man, boy, bye, is if he's a cheater. And yeah, things can happen in a relationship, but let's keep it a grand. Why are you settling for a serial cheater? I do believe that a relationship can be rekindled after unfaithfulness. But sis, does he really want the relationship if he constantly makes the decision to step out of the relationship and share parts of him with you and with another woman? To him, he may say, oh, it's just sex, or it ain't like that at all. Until you do it though, right? Heal it. Ladies, your partner shouldn't be able to embarrass you and to step out of the relationship and to put your health at risk. So, at what point will you value yourself and love yourself enough to walk away because you know that he doesn't value you or the relationship and he doesn't deserve you and his actions are not what love is? Yeah, you may say, oh, he does love me. God is love. Oh, well, he provides for me. God is the provider. Oh, well, he's all what I've known. Baby, build a relationship with God and he will reveal things to you that your eyes haven't seen and that your ears haven't heard, baby. Oh, well, he says he's sorry and he'll never do it again. Girl, he's sorry because he got caught. And is he really sorry if he keep doing it again and again and again? No. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I'm about to be transparent again. I've been cheated on before, okay? But it came a point to where it was like, ooh, I gotta get comfortable for this. It came a point to where it was like, I don't know what's worse. The fact that he's cheating or how low I began to feel and act as a woman. Baby, I used to look past the cheating because it was like, oh, he know where home at. I'm his main. I'm wifey. They the sads. Yeah, I'm all those things and still getting cheated on. Baby, I used to find myself competing with women trying to prove to them that they ain't even had him like that for real. The whole time, I didn't have him like that for real because if I did, I wouldn't be competing with the next woman to prove that what is mine is mine. Because what is mine, baby, what's understood ain't gotta be explained, and what's mine won't be being shared. Hear it? I refuse to view the cheating as his insecurity and instability as a man. Instead, I used to compare myself to other women and I used to feel like I wasn't good enough. I used to think, dang, what's wrong with me? What they got that I don't got? So you know what I did? I tried to change myself. But baby, changing myself didn't stop the cheating. Fighting other women didn't stop the cheating. Being revengeful didn't stop the cheating. And crying to him about the cheating didn't stop the cheating either. It only created more space and room for a sense of emptiness, confusion, anger, sadness, jealousy, and an overall lack of self-worth. I'm trying to tell y'all do not have to go through those things just to experience a relationship or to have someone to call your own. Because baby, he ain't for you, he for everybody. And that ain't no relationship, that's a relationship. Mm, never mind. I'm trying to stop cussing. I'm trying. But y'all feel my drift. And I know in today's day, people try to make it seem like you have to have a struggle story attached to your love story. And you got to be dragged from hell and back and here and there and up and down. No. God says otherwise. And when he is sent to you from God, baby, he will be able to love you and be a partner to you correctly because he learned those things through God. So, ladies, if he cannot get right, leave him and tell him, boy, bye. You understand? Healing. We are at the sixth and the final reason why you need to tell that man, boy, bye. How y'all feeling? I feel good too. All right. Reason number 6 why you need to tell that man, boy, bye, is if he doesn't know how to lead as a man. Because how you, as a woman, going to be more soft and feminine if you with a man who you cannot worry less around? You with a man who you don't trust. You with a man who you can't lower your guard down with. You're with a man who you can't look to for guidance. Baby, your partner is supposed to lessen up your plate and help you sort out the things that are on your plate, okay? Not add on to your plate or to give you the grocery bags to carry on your own and to sort things out on your own. He's supposed to help you make decisions. And if he doesn't know what decision to make, that's okay, because as a leader, he gonna get down on his knees and pray and watch how God intercedes for the both of you, okay? A man that knows how to lead will not be leading you with his money and his looks and his body, okay? Because he knows that those things eventually changes and or fades. And it has the possibility to defile his motives and his actions. And he'll be too preoccupied with what those things do and bring for him, and he will not be invested in you or the relationship at all. But baby, a man that knows how to lead understands that God is the foundation. And without God being the foundation, things such as his money and his status and his career and his relationships would not be able to remain. Okay? Feel it. A man also knows how to lead based on his emotional regulation, especially when times get hard. You will be able to recognize that based on his approach, he is using his words in a way that still consists of patience and understanding, love, respect, and he's solution focused. He's not going to use his words to weaponize or to just defend himself or that will add fuel to the fire in any type of way, okay? A man that knows how to lead will treat you and look at you as an equal, but at the same time treat you with consideration and patience and love. Not as though you are beneath him and you are his servant. Baby, he's not leading you, he's dominating you. He's not leading you, he's looking down on you, okay? A man that knows how to lead also knows how to be assertive with the people in his life, especially when it comes to respecting you and the relationship. So if he's not doing that, baby, he's not leading you. He's being too lenient, okay? He's not protecting you or the relationship. He's being passive. I don't think y'all hear me, okay? A man that knows how to lead is also intentional with you, with good intentions, like I said earlier, okay? So how can a man lead you when he doesn't even know what he wants with you or what he even wants for himself? Especially when you are involved with a man that just love being in the present moment and he talking about, oh, I'm just taking it day by day. I ain't thinking about that right now. I ain't thinking about the future. Baby, it's important to be grounded in the context of anxiety. But we ain't talking about being preoccupied with catastrophic situations, baby. We talking about building a future, okay? So what's up? Ladies, I'm telling you, if it seems like he is not leading you, but he is more so leaning on you or misleading you or being too lenient, tell him, boy, bye. Period. Hit it. All right, y'all. So we are finally at the end of the episode, and you have stuck with me as I identified 6 reasons why you need to tell that man, boy, bye. Reason number 1, he doesn't have a relationship with God. Reason number 2 is giving broken GPSs. It's mixed signals and confusion and excuses. Reason number 3 is the drought. He ain't pouring in that relationship. Reason number 4, he's controlling and manipulative. Reason number 5, he's a serial cheater. And reason number 6, he does not know how to lead you as a man. So ladies, with all that being said, tell that man, boy, bye. And I understand it's a lot to take in, but I want to reassure you that the enemy has his way of poisoning our minds and trying to paralyze us and prevent us from calling on God, so then that way we can get close to God and be put in a position in which we will be able to fulfill God's plan and purpose that he has over us in our lives. But baby, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. So if you enjoyed this episode, please do not fail to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. Because baby, this is just the beginning and I got a lot more in store. But in the meantime, let's heal it based on the information that you got on today's episode. And that's a wrap.